Okay, good day everyone. So, for today, we are going to discuss the effects of globalization in education. But before that, just to give you a brief idea of what topics are we going to discuss for this finals season. So, ang first topic natin for the finals is this one, effects of globalization in education. And then, next meeting, we are going to discuss the last topic, which is the global city and global demography. So, pinag-isa ko na lang yung topic na yon kasi yung global city is just a very short topic. So, it requires a short discussion. Kaya, uh, sinali ko na yung global demography. Para next week, buwelo na kayong makapag-aral for the finals exam in your major subjects. So, yeah. So, ngayon, focus muna tayo sa globalization in education. As we all know, globalization is the word used to describe the growing interdependence of the world's economies, cultures, and population brought about by cross-border trade in goods and services, technology, and flows of investment, people, and information. So, paulit-ulit na nating diniscuss yung term na globalization. So, this was our very first topic during the prelims. So, I know na you already have an idea of what globalization is. So, it is more on interdependence. Now, let's focus on education. So, because of globalization, it brought many positive as well as negative impact, especially in the sector of education. So, one of the advantages of globalization in education is the curriculum upgradation. So, what does this mean? So, this means that the modern advances in information technology have revolutionized, among others, the content of knowledge and the process of educational transaction. So, anong ibig sabihin nitong sinasabi dito sa curriculum upgradation? So, ibig sabihin nito, yung makabagong teknolohiya na dala ng globalization has changed what students learn, and it also changed kung papaano matuto ang isang estudyante. So, for example, because of the new technologies, the students can now access a wider range of information because of the internet. So, kung may nahihirapan kayong topic na hindi naiintindihan, na hindi masyadong na-explain ng teacher ninyo, pwede ninyong i-search sa internet. In just one click, marami nang lalabas na explanation. So, yeah. Because of the internet, the students can learn more about topics and of course to get different perspectives on those topics. Aside from that, technology can also be used to create more interactive and engaging learning experience. So, bakit interactive? Kasi, for example, yung YouTube, pwede kayong manood sa YouTube na mga lessons na naguguluhan kayo. For example, sa engineering, kapag medyo magulo yung paka-explain ng teacher ninyo. So, pwede kayong manood sa YouTube para matingnan ninyo yung mga explanation. And then, aside from that, technology can also be used to personalize things. So, ibig sabihin, because of technology, kayo mga estudyante can learn at your own pace and focus on the areas where they need the most help. So, this was really, the technology was really helpful, most especially during the pandemic. Kasi diba, nung pandemic, nagsararahan lahat ng mga eskwelahan. So, what the education sector did was they opt to have an online class. Kaya nga, meron tayong ganito. May Google Meet tayo, may Zoom tayo, may kung ano pang apps na pwedeng matuto kayo. Or pwedeng mag-meet kayo as a class online. So, yan. Next advantage is productivity orientation. So, the basic objective of globalization is to enhance productivity and to make educational system an instrument in preparing students who can compete in the world market as productive members of society. So, ibig sabihin nito, education is the key, or it is a way to prepare students to become successful and become competitive in the global job market. So, yung idea dito is that kapag in-improve yung education, kapag in-improve nga yung educational system ng isang bansa, those countries can create a workforce that is more skilled and more competitive in the global market. So, that will lead to economic growth and prosperity. Next is promoting international understanding, collaboration, harmony, and acceptance to cultural diversity across countries and regions. Here are some other impacts of globalization to education. So, education serves as a foundation to global stability. So, this was related to what I have mentioned earlier. Nasabi ko nga, because of education, maraming produkto itong mga schools or itong education, maraming produkto itong mga schools ng mga skilled and competitive workers in the global market. Kaya, this leads to economic growth and prosperity, eventually to global stability. Globalization also enhances the student's ability to acquire and utilize knowledge. So, ang pinaka-goal ng globalization sa education is to improve the critical thinking skills of the students. So, ibig sabihin nito, education helps students to think for themselves para malaman ninyo kung ano yung mga tama, ano yung mga mali, marunong kayong mag-analyze ng mga situation, ng mga information, and most especially marunong kayong mag-solve ng mga problems. So, etong critical thinking skills na dinidevelop sa inyo is very crucial for tackling global challenges like yung climate change or poverty, which requires cooperation from many countries. Globalization also produces an increased quantity of scientifically and technically trained persons. So, ibig sabihin nito, ngayon, yung education system ngayon, medyo nagfo-focus na rin sa science and technology. So, bakit? Bakit ganito yung educational system natin ngayon? Kasi, marami ng mga businesses, most especially yung mga multinational companies, they are setting up businesses in the Philippines. And of course, they need to hire some workers with specific science and technology skills or background. So because of this, this creates a demand for graduates in engineering, computer sciences, and other technical fields. So, dahil dyan, marami ding mga programs and policies ang ginawa ng Philippine government to focus on the science and technology education. So, isa na dyan is they increased the funding for STEM courses or STEM programs. They also develop curriculums aligned with industry needs. Kaya 'di ba, kung mapapansin ninyo, lahat ng courses sa NCF merong subject na ICT. So, yeah. And yung government din, they also promote technical vocational education. So, such as yung sa TESDA. So, marami silang ino-offer na technical vocational education. Globalization also meets the knowledge, education, and learning challenges and opportunities of the information age. So, in other words, before the 20th century, scholastic work were predominantly simple and constrained in the local, the domestic, and the nearby. They were limited to one's own village, one's own region, and one's own country. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? So, before the 20th century daw, yung scholastic work were the scholastic work dealt with basic subjects and concepts. So, noon, yung focus lang is on reading, writing, and arithmetic. But in today's world, or in this contemporary times, marami ng subjects ang pinag-aaralan natin. So, we have science, we have history, we have literature. And 'di ba nung high school tayo, pinag-aaralan din natin yung Asia, yung buong mundo. Pinag-aaralan din natin kung ano yung history ng buong mundo. So, yan. Aside from that, during the before the 20th century, yung educational resources and knowledge before was restricted to what was available in the immediate area. So, noon, focus lang talaga siya sa mga textbooks that were printed regionally, and updated lang sila sa mga information na nangyayari sa kanila, sa local area nila. Kasi noon, wala pa namang internet. So, blind pa sila kung ano nangyayari sa other parts of the world. And, yun nga, before the 20th century also, hindi pa masyado exposed sa mga ideas and information from other parts of the world. Kasi nga, wala pang internet. And, mahirap pa mag-travel before from one place to another. But, nevertheless, the world has been in constant change. So, marami ng changes na nangyari. Andyan na yung technology, andyan na yung internet, and that is because of globalization. So, dahil sa globalization, naging mas updated yung mga tao, mas naging maganda yung flow ng educational system sa isang bansa dahil sa teknolohiya at sa globalization. So, globalization has also involved the uncontrollable movement of scholars, laborers, and migrants moving from one location to another in search for better employment and living conditions. So, sabi nga natin kanina, education is a way to produce a skilled and globally competitive workers. Kaya nga, After graduation, some of the graduates opt to work abroad because of the better opportunity abroad compared in the Philippines. Some of them opt to study abroad para to gain more knowledge and to gain more experiences, kumbaga. So, yan. Apparently, globalization seemed to be all-encompassing, affecting all areas of human life, and that includes education. So, one indicator of this is the emergence of international education as a concept. So, moreover, globalization and international education are at play. So, for instance, in De La Salle, they entered into agreements and external linkages with other universities in the Asian region. So, this is also true dito sa mga schools sa Naga. So, gaya dun sa school na pinanggalingan ko during high school sa Ateneo. Sa Ateneo, meron kaming student exchange program din wherein may mga exchange students kami from Hiroshima Gakuin High School. So, nag-attend sila ng classes namin, and then they also participate in the discussion. So, yan. Respectively, online degree programs being offered to a housewife who is eager to acquire some education despite her being occupied with her motherly duties. So, hindi lang siya for the housewife, but this is open for everyone. So, may mga, because of globalization and technology, may mga tinatawag tayong open university. So, ang UP may ino-offer silang open university degree or open university courses wherein people can take up this courses. And of course, magkakaroon sila ng diploma. So, itong online degree programs, of course, from the word itself, purely online classes. So, kahit na sa UP ka nag-aaral, pero naka-enroll ka sa online degree programs nila, you can attend your classes in the comforts of your house, sa bahay ninyo. So, yun. Students taking semesters or study abroad programs. And finally, the demand to learn English, the lingua franca of the modern academic and business world. So, kung mapapansin ninyo sa curriculum natin, hindi pala sa curriculum natin, kung mapapansin nyo, ang pinaka-main language natin for almost all of the schools is English. Diba dito sa NCF nga may pinapatupad tayo English only policy. Pero hindi naman natin sinusunod. So, yan. Of course, this helps us to prepare na kasi nga yung communication in sa workplace natin is mostly in English. Kaya hinahasa na tayong mag-speak ng English. Okay. Apparently, all of this promote international education, convincing its prospective consumers that in today's ongoing competition, a potent force to boost one's self-investment is to leave their homes, fly to another country, and take up internationally relevant courses. So, yun nga, sabi ko nga, after they graduate in the Philippines, some of the students enrolled in several universities abroad to pursue another degree na available sa uh, ibang bansa para mas maging globally competitive sila. So in terms of international education being observed in the Philippines, universities have incorporated in their mission and vision the values of molding graduates into globally competitive professionals. Kaya kung mapapansin ninyo sa mga every vision and mission sa school, ng bawat schools, palaging andon yung word na globally competitive professionals. And furthermore, Philippine universities have undergone internationalization involving the recruitment of foreign academics and students and collaboration with universities overseas. So, yun nga, minsan may mga seminars na kinakandak sa school natin na ang mga speakers are professionals from different universities overseas para mas maturuan tayo and mas mabigyan tayo ng idea na ganito pala yung pamamaraan sa ibang bansa. So, yun. English training has also been intensified with the language being used as the medium of instruction aside from the prevailing Filipino vernacular. So, yun nga, of course, mas binibigyan focus sa schools natin ang pagsasalita ng English. Because English is the primary language na ginagamit sa different workplace natin. So, yan. That ends our discussion in the globalization of education. So, itong mga topics natin for the finals are very short topics na lang. Kaya, mabilis na yung flow ng discussion natin dito at madali na natin matatapos yung mga topics na kailangan i-discuss for the finals exam. So, thank you and see you on our next lecture.